Okay, we have another project. There was the initial sketch. I am using plastic acrylic cups this time. This was my first time using these. Normally, all of my glassware projects have been on actual glass, but I saw these ones online. I liked the green because it was a little bit textured, because I feel like in the end, it's going to look a little bit more like a turtle. So here I am trying to sketch out the mask and the eyes, and then I will move on to the mouth later. But right now, just trying to get the eye placement somewhat proportional. And then even the outline, I had to go over it 2 or 3 times to get it to look super opaque like it does right here. Here I am finishing the eyes. But there was a lot of struggle with the acrylic cups. And I am using my smaller set of markers. I have 2 sets of these acrylic paint pen markers. They're both sets are dual-ended, so there's a fine point and a chubby point. This smaller set, I think, is 24. So I don't have as much color variety. My larger set is 48. You can get sets that contain 120, and I may splurge at some point and get a larger set of markers just because I'll have more color variety. But for now, these work. I'm not as familiar with this set. I've only used it once on clothing. So I wanted to use this set for this, really to test it out and see how it did. So I'm just adding a little bit of detailing, which I'm going to have to go back over anyway, which I realized. So now we're going in with the blue. And again, same thing with the black. I had to do 2 or 3 coats to get it to come out opaque, because on the plastic acrylic cup, it ended up looking super sheer, like not super sheer, but it was definitely not opaque. And then I ran into issues. I tried to make sure that it was completely dry before I went over it, and I ran into issues with it lifting on itself. So at one point I tried to go back over to my other set and it was lifting more. So then you'll see me going back to this set, but I was able to use a couple of the blues out of my larger set just to add some detailing. But here we are. You can see how splotchy it is. And again, here's my other set, my larger set. Tried to go in with that blue and it was lifting worse. So I ended up going back to my other set. But here I am with the eyes. I think at this point I walked away from the blue. I do go back and touch up the blue again. And then I also, at the end, add blue detailing. But I think I walked away from the blue for a little bit because it was frustrating me. This whole project, probably on one glass, probably took me 2 hours because of having to go back and do multiple coats to get it to look super opaque. That'll be the reoccurring theme here, trying to get it to look opaque. So I'm just doing the white spots on the eyes. I honestly probably should have went in with the black first, but generally you want to start with your lightest color. I found out when I was doing the mouth that the white actually did better when I went back to make the teeth, like adjust the teeth size. The white did better on top of the black, and I didn't run into the issue with it lifting. Now, it was still, not super opaque in one coat, but I had an easier time layering the white on top of the black than just going in with the white on top of itself, for whatever reason. All of my projects, there have been huge learning curves, so this was no different, but when I do the other 3 turtles, I will go about it probably a little bit differently. I won't spend so much time with the black detailing. With the blue, I will probably go in and do black detailing after the blue, kind of a thing. Same thing with the mouth. I will probably do the mouth solid black and then add the teeth, just because, like I said, the white seemed to do better and the blue may perform a little bit better going. Like if I did the whole mask in black first and then went in over it blue, that may be something that I try on one of them just to see, because I struggled with these plastic cups. But here we are back with the blue. Like I said, trying to make it darker, and you can see I'm using my other set, and it worked to a point, and then it started lifting. So I think I ended up switching back to the other marker. Yeah, here we are. Switch back to the other one to try and go around and get it as opaque as I possibly could. I was very close to chucking this glass across the room multiple times, but again, I was really riding the struggle bus with this. And you can see me trying, and I think when I do the next one, I won't worry about doing the black detailing at the same time as the blue, but here we are, finally got it to a better place. I don't have as many blue markers in the smaller set, so I do end up bringing some in from my larger set to do detailing at the end. But here I am. I outline the mouth and I'm drawing in the teeth. Again, when I do the next one, I think I'm going to draw the mouth and color the mouth in with one coat of black and then go in with the white, which again sounds a little bit ass backwards, but again, trying to get the white to look opaque was a struggle. I think it was a combination of it being plastic and then also being colored plastic, because the color does distort a little bit, but I think the main struggle was it being plastic, because the acrylic was a little bit slippy on the plastic. You would think it would be worse on glass, but I had a much easier time with these markers on actual glass. And they are meant to be used on glass, metal, wood. I went back and looked because I thought maybe that they're not meant to be used on plastic. It says that you can, but again, plastic, I honestly probably should have sanded this a little bit, but I didn't know exactly where the mouth and mask placement was going to be, because the vacant space between the mask and the mouth looks like the nose, so I didn't want that to look roughed up or messed up. So it's not really one of those things that I probably could have sanded. Sanding definitely would have helped me in this instance, but because of, again, the vacant space needed, and then the vacant space around is the face. So unless I knew exactly where the mask and mouth was going to be, that may be something to try if I like outline and then just sand on the inside. Maybe a little bit easier next time, something to think about, because this is the only one of these that I have completed. I still have the other 3 to do. I am going to do all 4 so that it'll be a set, the completionist in me and all that. But again, had to go back in with the black again. This is also a recurring theme. And I went back and forth between the white and the black to make really sure that I was not being impatient and letting it dry. And that did not really seem to didn't really seem to make a difference how dry it was. Again, this project was a struggle, but I do think it came out pretty cute in the end. You'll have to let me know. But I'm just trying to get this as black as I can. I had a comment in one of my shorts that one guy thought it looked a little chipped, but I think he may have been referring to the texture of the cup, which the texture of the cup is intentional. I bought these textured cups on purpose because I thought it looked a little bit more reptilian. So here I am with the lighter color blue. Again, with this set being smaller, I think there was only the main blue. I was using this blue and then like a blurple. My 48 set has several blues, more than 3, but I am able to go in and do a little bit of detailing. So we're just going around. A lot of times with detailing, I will put the cup in the kitchen and stand across the room and look at it and add some white or some lighter, shades as needed, because when you look at it from across the room, you can really see where you need more shading. So here I am with my larger set, trying to add some more depth so that the cloth of the mask looks a little bit more cloth-like with ripples and creases and all of those things. So doing the best I can. Again, it's wanting to lift on itself, so trying to add detailing without lifting the painting that I've already done underneath. But here we go. You can see the nose, the mouth, the mask. I think it turned out pretty cute. What do you think?